one. In Carson Wentz's home city of Carson, California. That's what we're going to talk about today. Carson Wentz and his deep ball accuracy. That's what we're going to get into. So Brennan Albert is here. I am Adrian Fentu. We got 6 plays that we're going to look at from Wentz's side of things. How's it going, man?
Doing good, man. It was wild to watch that Philadelphia Eagles game. It was good that the Los Angeles Chargers fans showed up for that away game. That was really nice of them to show up, wasn't it?
And they just announced today, the NFL, that there will not be any moves made back to San Diego. They're stuck in LA.
I mean, they pretty much went out. They didn't burn the boats when they left, but I mean, it's put this way. It's such an awkward situation that Philip Rivers still lives in San Diego and drives every day to Carson. That's like a 3-hour ride. Mm-hmm. Like every day he's doing that. That's how much, he and other players love San Diego. It's just a really nasty situation. It's not good, honestly, for the Chargers moving forward.
No. At least he has a driver, and at least he has that awesome van where he has all those little gadgets in there. So those 3 hours can get made up pretty quickly, but that's a pain in the ass. They have no home fans. They're playing 8 road games, basically. It's a shame. It really is.
It is. It's really unfortunate because I think if we were to look at teams' rosters, I think people would be pleasantly surprised when they look at how good a lot of those Chargers players are. And really, even when they were in San Diego, their roster was always good. They always get hit by the injury bug. And, it looks like they're going to get hit by the injury bug again. First 2-round picks, haven't played a game yet. They lost Verrett for the season again. Now they're in a situation where they're not really playing at a home field. They're losing games. I feel bad saying this, but once again, it looks like the Chargers are going to be that team where there's no reason the start of the year you would expect them to be a bottom 5, bottom 10 team, but it's hard to imagine them not being an early round, first-round pick next year.
Yeah, it's crazy, man, because you and I, when we did the Chargers preview, we were like, yeah, this team's going to surprise some people. It might go like 9-7. Don't even be surprised if they make a playoff push. Yeah. And here we are. They're 0-4. So there you go. All right, let's get into the game. People aren't here for the Chargers. They're here for the Eagles. So let's get into the film study, what everybody wants to see. So let's click on this little share screen. Adrian's still not the best with technology, but we'll make it work. So the first play we're going to look into, the best throw that Carson Wentz made on Sunday, this beautiful bomb to Nelson Aguilar.
Now, if you pause it right off the jump here, Adrian, I want to talk about a passing concept. So a lot of you guys maybe have heard of the term smash. Maybe some of you haven't, and that's okay. Smash concept is a concept between the slot receiver or the inside receiver. So it could be a tight end too, and then the outside receiver. So here it's going to be Nelson here in the slot, and then I want to say it's Torrey Smith up at the top of the numbers there. Mm-hmm. The smash concept it means the first receiver is going to run something quick. Maybe a quick hitch, maybe a curl, maybe just a stop route like a screen. And then the inside receiver, he's going to run an out or he's going to run a go. You run this when you get teams who play a lot of cover 3. Cover 3, guys, again, if you guys know this, good, I'm glad, but I'm talking to everyone here anyway. Cover 3 means you have a middle-of-the-field player, i.e. a safety, so we can see it's Trey Boston here in the middle of the field. And then your 2 outside thirds are going to be your 2 corners. So pre-snap, Carson sees this. He says, okay, this is cover 3. So this tells me my read is the corner. If the corner bails, if he gets deep, then I throw the quick out and I let Torrey Smith run after the catch. If the corner stays and he stays in the flat, then I throw it over the head and I trust my slot receiver here matched up with I believe it's like a nickel corner here. Mm-hmm. So go ahead, Adrian, and play it.
Yep. And by the way, this was something that the Eagles exploited a lot on Sunday, this cover 3 with the seam route with Carson Wentz, and whether it was Torrey Smith, Nelson Aguilar, Zach Ertz, they were doing a lot of it. So we're going to play it right now. Slow-mo?
Yeah, that's fine.
Slow-mo? All right, we'll do a little slow-mo. That's not slow. This is – okay, wait for the snap. All right, so here we go.
All right, so we get ball snapped here. And we can see Carson, where does his eyes go? Right to that corner. He sees right now, this corner is staying still. Okay, cool. I'm going to throw this ball over the nickel backer's head, and he makes a great throw. Carson's accuracy was fantastic this weekend. Fantastic. Yeah. It's a great throw, only where his receiver can get it, and gives him the opportunity to run after the catch. And now we're at 1st and goal at the 3.
And look at that. That safety is so late to react, too. God damn it, I hate Game Pass.
Yep.
Never let you go back. Just let me go back and watch the damn thing. Damn it.
And even, Adrian, if you play it, you can watch it full speed. You guys can see it now in full screen. Okay, let's look where the safety goes. Safety goes right to the middle of the field. So he realizes that, hey, I got to get over there, but that ball is just thrown perfect.
Perfect, yeah. Actually, there's really nothing the safety could have done. Even though he was like a step late, there's nothing he could do.
No, because look, I'm getting in the middle of the field. All right, he's getting in the middle of the field, and now he realizes, oh, well, now I've added more running yards, and that's fine. That's his job. His job is the middle of the field, and it's just supposed to be that nickel's supposed to cover him. But look, good throws are going to beat good defenses every single time. And that was just a great throw.
Yeah. And we're about to see another great throw from Carson Wentz. Unfortunately, Torrey Smith unable to hang on this one. Torrey Smith has 5 drops already this season. He leads the NFL in drops for the past 5 seasons. So it's happening again. We'll see. Okay, here's the play right here. And I'll let you break it down.
Same look. It's cover 3.
Yep.
It's the exact same. So it's the exact same thought process here for Carson. What does that corner do? Because the safety, as we can see here, he's on the opposite hash. He's not going to be able to get over here. So it's just a perfect read by Carson. Carson sees that Torrey's able to stem, get inside, and he makes a quick throw here. He puts it in a good window. I mean, honestly, this is a perfect throw. Adrian, you graded a great stat. Torrey Smith is one of the consistent leaders in drops in the NFL. This is who Torrey Smith was when you signed him. So you can't really get too mad. You're like, oh, my God, he dropped it. No, Torrey Smith's been dropping like passes like this for years. This is who he is. That said, he is elite explosiveness, but he knows he dropped it. I mean, look at him banging himself on the head.
Yep.
Great ball by Carson. Nothing you can do.
Hell, that could have been a touchdown.
Yeah. It really could have. I mean, look, if I'm really going to be picky, I'm okay. Carson maybe can throw the ball a little more outside. But, I mean, the ball hit him right in the hands. Like, it hit him right in the hands with a 2 yards before the safety was even there. It's perfect.
Yeah, that was one of those line drive throws. You know, sometimes he doesn't put enough trajectory and put enough air under it. But that one was perfect. It was right on the money. But that was something that I've seen even last year, you know, something that he needed to improve on. Was, you know, to get more air under the ball, to allow the receiver to kind of run under it. So, all right, we're going to –
throwing trajectory, Adrian, there's 3 levels. There's one, which is like we call it a one ball, like your quick zip, slant pass, quick outs, things like that. That's a 1. 2, this would be stuff for like post patterns, things where you need to throw over the linebacker but in front of the safety. And then 3 is going to be like your go ball where you need to give him air. This is a perfect 2 ball because he's trying to fit it right in between the linebacker and the safety. And he does a great ball. There's nothing wrong here. Nothing wrong with Carson. It's all on Torrey Smith. That's the good news for Eagles fans is, hey, our $1 million future is moving in the right direction. He's showing a lot of development here with deep ball accuracy.
And a perfect pocket from the offensive line as well. All right, so we're going to see a next play here. When I watched it live, I couldn't figure out if Trevor Williams broke this up or if Torrey Smith dropped it. So this was a pass in the end zone. By God, where's the damn play?
I have it in the 3rd quarter.
Oh, okay.
No, 2nd quarter. I'm sorry.
Oh, second. I wrote down 6:53, but I'm not seeing it.
I have that too.
What the hell did I do? Or am I not in the set?
Go to the drop down there. Yeah,
I'm not in the 2nd quarter, am I? That's probably why. I hate this. Okay. Oh, here it is. Ah, Jesus.
There we go. All right, look at down and distance, 3rd and 13. So if we pause it here, we saw it from last week. Pretty much once you cross the 50, we're in field goal range because there's a massive leg we have here for our special teams unit, okay? So in field goal range.
By the way, I'm sorry to stop you, but look at all these Chargers defenders right at the sticks.
Right at the sticks. Right at the sticks. This is something that Gus Bradley did a ton in Jacksonville. It's something he did a ton when he was in Seattle. He likes to play the bend, don't break kind of defense. Very, very heavy in the cover 3. We saw Seattle's run it. We saw Jacksonville run it. So same type of mindset. Bend, don't break kind of defense here. 3rd and 13. So your decision or someone in the huddle has to say, don't screw up the 3 points. Okay? Let's just make sure we don't screw up the 3 points. So if we go ahead and play it. We keep an eye on Torrey Smith, bottom of the screen. Runs that post pattern. And I'll tell you this, man. That is a ballsy throw, and I'm okay with it. Because when we talked about Carson in the past, a lot of people talked about, oh, maybe he's a little too check down heavy. I mean, look. He makes a ballsy throw into the end zone in 3rd and 13, and the best part about it is the ball's right there. I mean, it's a fantastic throw.
It is.
I mean, it's a tough window. There's not many quarterbacks in the NFL who can make this throw. The ones who are the ones who are wearing a golden jacket one day, and the corner just breaks it up. Nothing really to be concerned about here.
Yeah, so this was at first glance, I thought it was a pass breakup by Trevor Williams. This is not a drop by Torrey Smith.
Yeah, from what I looked at too, the end zone view is going to show it a little better. It looks like the right hand here by the defensive back gets in there to
that is a small window. Jesus.
Yep, it's tough. That's a tough throw. Throwing it over the safety or over one of the DBs, but under the Trey Boston, the single high safety there. Because if you put too much air on this, Torrey Smith's going to wake up in a hospital bed. So.
He might wake up in a hospital bed the way the Eagles fans hate him right now.
Again,
all those drops.
This is who he was, though.
This is what he is. Yeah, I told people about this. No one wanted to listen.
Yep. This is who he is. I mean, again, the good news is he's not your number 1 receiver. You just ask him to, run vertical stuff.
Yeah.
But I love the way Carson's head gets flicked around here, too. Comes off his first read, comes down to the second. There's nothing much to talk about, Adrian. It's a good throw. Didn't work out. Fine, go kick the field goal.
I just want to see that end zone angle. And, dude, the Game Pass is awful, man, sometimes with this.
Can be, yeah.
If you click the 10-second behind this right here, it should go 10 seconds, not just keep lagging. It's awful. So now I got to play this all out again.
Yep. Look Carson's head. His first read is Alshon on the opposite side. He reads Alshon, never gets even on top of the corner, so he flicks his head around for the post.
Yeah, I just want to slow it down once it gets to the end zone. And I want to see what happened. Perfect pocket again.
Yep.
Lane Johnson with a pancake.
Yep.
That's a pass breakup. That's not on Torrey Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Great throw. Great pass breakup by Trevor Williams. I'll tell you what, Trevor Williams stepped up, I thought, in the absence of Jason Verrett. I thought he did pretty well with them. Yep. All right, so this next play is a back shoulder attempt to Alshon Jeffrey. Alshon Jeffrey, this is what he's known for, his back shoulder prowess, but he hasn't caught one yet so far this season. So we're going to look at this play right now. Is it this one?
And back shoulder throws are really all about trust between quarterback and receiver, because the quarterback knows that, hey, my receiver's covered, and that's why I have to throw it back shoulder. Alshon's one of the best back shoulder receivers in the NFL. But if you even look at it, right off the jump, Carson's first read, and honestly his only read here, was Alshon. He doesn't even look anywhere else.
Yeah.
So I don't love that. I kind of have a little bit of a problem that he's pretty much predetermining pre-snap, hey, this ball is going to be thrown to Alshon. But he does get single one-on-one coverage. Now, he does get it on Casey Hayward, who is a Pro Bowler. He is the best corner healthy now for the Chargers. The bigger problem I have is the location of this ball.
Not a good look, no.
We want to throw this ball back shoulder, or what you want to do is you want to put more arc on it so that Alshon can kind of wall himself. We call it stacking. Or so Alshon can stack his feet in front of defensive backs receivers. So the ball will go over both of their heads, and Alshon can catch it over his right shoulder right before he gets out of bounds. You don't want to zip this. I mean, when you zip it, it puts a lot of pressure on your receiver to go up and get it. There are guys like Alshon, obviously Odell Beckham, a couple other guys who can make these type of throws or catches. So he can do this, but it's still a low percentage, maybe like 30, 40% of the time that he'll be able to make this reception.
And that ball is simply not high enough. You got to allow Alshon to go up and get it and extend. That's when he makes those back shoulder catches. And Carson Wentz, I just don't think they have the rapport yet. I'll ask you this question, because Alshon Jeffrey missed some time in training camp, and I believe he missed the first preseason game. Was that maybe a factor as to maybe why the rapport hasn't been built yet between the two on this back shoulder pass?
I think that's fair because, you can only practice and get OTAs and voluntary workouts in for so much, but when the helmets and shoulder pads and defenders are out there, it's a whole nother animal. Mm-hmm. So I think it's fair for us to say that the chemistry isn't there yet.
Yeah, because that's what he is. And he hasn't caught one back shoulder ball yet. So people are on Jeffrey a little bit. I think it's a little bit unfair at this point.
It's a little bit of a combination. I mean,
yeah, I agree. I'll say this. He's struggling against the top corners. He didn't do well against Casey Hayward. Should be doing better. If you want to get paid like a number one guy, you should be beating number one corners.
Sure. Very, very good point, Adrian.
So this is the play to Zach Ertz. And here we go again with the seam. So I'll let you break this one down.
Same thing again, cover 3 look. So cover 3, weakness is the seam and the flats. Let's see what the corner does. Ultimately, we're able to see Ertz is just going to split the two of them. Mm-hmm. And Carson, honestly, Carson couldn't have walked out and dropped this ball in his hands any better. It's just a beautiful touch pass. Again, very similar to the Nelson throw. He puts great arc on it and allows the receiver to not change stride, run right under it, and it's a great completion. My favorite thing about this play is Carson is saying, okay, you want to play cover 3? Then I'll kill you in the seams. I will straight up rip you apart in the seams. So combination of Carson, combination of coaching staff, understanding where we're going to hit them. Again, look, we have the safety here on the opposite hash. It's the same situation pre-snap that we had in Nelson. We had the safety opposite hash. So they're just saying, hey, whoever has the safety away, you're going to run the seam, and we're going to be able to just put arc right over it. And it's the same idea. The Nelson play, it was on a nickel. This is Zach Ertz on a linebacker. It's the same type of concept, and just saying, hey, let's throw the ball over their heads.
And I'll tell you what, I'm a Doug Peterson hater. I gave him a lot of heat for the first 3 weeks. He called a perfect game on Sunday, I thought. I mean, even this, to exploit their weaknesses like this with the cover 3 and the seam routes, he did it several times. Carson Wentz making him look good with perfect throws. But I give Doug Peterson all the credit in the world for Sunday's win. I thought he did a great job.
I agree with that. I think it was very, very good play calling. The other thing we got to talk about, too, with play calling, ran the hell out of the ball. I mean, and ran it really, really well. Yeah. On the 6 vertical passing plays that I counted, 3 of them were traditional, 3 of them were play action. So we talked about this on our Chiefs show, Adrian. We talked about this in our Giants show. No one's going to buy play action if you can't run the ball effectively. But because they were able to run the ball effectively, what's that do? It causes the defense to play more type of cover 3 looks, put the safety down in the box. So now you're able to do, and even that play on Zach Ertz, that was a play action play.
Yeah. And it's funny. All of a sudden, linebackers start getting sucked in when you run play action, because the first play of the game against the Giants, they tried to run play action with LeGarrette Blount, and Carson Wentz got sacked. Obviously, he got sacked because no one's buying the play action. So obviously now it's starting to work a little bit better. So this was the last deep ball that Carson Wentz threw. He threw it late. He threw it to Marcus Johnson. It fell incomplete. But yeah, I'll let you break this one down.
So this is a max protect type situation. We have, 1 running back, 2 tight ends in, and it's a play action play, one of those 6. Again, same look again, cover 3. Okay. So this gives us an opportunity to try to throw the ball deep because we know we're going to have one-on-one coverages outside. If you look here, the first read that Carson makes is to Matt Collins up there, and he sees he is open, but he also sees the safety is moving that way. So now he resets, and I don't love this.
I don't like it either.
Across the body. I mean, the good news is, hey, you know what? You have the arm to be able to make this throw power and be able to throw the ball, but it's still not a catchable ball. I mean, at this point, the receiver is a defensive back. He's not a receiver. His best case scenario is he's breaking it up. I don't love this. My biggest problem I had here was if we run these deep play action plays and it's not there, check it down. Check it down to the tight end coming out. Throw it away. That's okay because this is not 3rd and long and we're down 6 and we have to throw the ball deep or we're going to lose. This is, hey, let's make sure we don't give the defense and the offense another chance to come back and score. I would have much rather see him either check it down. I think this is sell it coming out into the flat here or just give a souvenir ball.
Mm. And he's also moving to his left because of the pressure. So he has to, move a little bit. Here we go. There's 50.
It's great pocket movement. I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, great pocket movement. But I'm not throwing that ball all the way back across the field, like you said.
No.
Stupid. This is the only deep throw I had a problem with. But, it's hard to nitpick after what we saw on those first 5. Yeah,
I mean, the two I would say are no-nos is this one and then the one that should have been a back shoulder fade to Alshon. But this one is the one I really, really don't like.
Yes, I'm with you. And it's Marcus Johnson matched up against Casey Hayward. It's not Alshon.
Right.
Right. So if it's Alshon, I have less of a problem with it because he could come down with that possibly. But Marcus Johnson, oh, no.
I mean, I'm a little more okay with it on paper. I still wouldn't want to make the throw, of course.
Yeah.
But I have a Pro Bowl corner versus my 4th receiver, maybe 5th receiver. Yeah. No, thank you. I know I'm going to lose that battle more often than not, so I'm not going to take that gamble.
Marcus Johnson only saw 9 snaps in the game. Matt Collins saw 9 snaps in the game. I don't know why Marcus Johnson's out on the field and Matt Collins isn't, but whatever. That's another argument for another day. All right, so this play right here. So there's so much going on here. So first of all, I think it's amazing that Derek Barnett did what he did on this play. It was still a completion to Keenan Allen. So you have that, but you also have a situation where Jim Schwartz has to audible out of this, right?
Absolutely. This is a no good situation. So we have 3rd and 8 here, and we have our 3 or 4 down linemen with Burnett standing up here. Okay, and we know this is a blitz, so we're losing our low hole player. Low hole player typically means a linebacker, kind of staying in the middle of the field. If there would have been a player there, it's a little more okay to still come after it and blitz it because the theory is, hey, we know Keenan Allen is going to run away from a defensive end every single time in the NFL. Every single time. Receivers will run away from defensive ends every single time. So I would have said if we're not going to completely come out of it, we at least need Hicks or we need one of the linebackers to drop to a low hole to force Rivers to have to hold the ball a little longer to hopefully be able to get home. Because when we watch this play, this ball is going to get completed pretty much right over the middle. If this ball would have been completed out down here by the 40 and the 30, the numbers at the bottom of the screen, then the problem would have been we just didn't get home. But, Adrian, as you play this, we see here that our 200 and X amount of weight is going to lose every single time to this motion player here. This is just trouble for us. So right now, we need to be checking some type of motion or we need to be killing it into going into something else. We can see here that Jenkins is kind of looking around. I was surprised here that we didn't see, a play like Jenkins or Hicks drop to the middle of the field to kind of help with that.
Yeah. And as the slot guy, he's most likely going to be going inside.
He comes in here, and look, right off the bat, because Barnett is not, his shoulders aren't square, they're opened one way, he's opening himself up to get broken across his face. Well, he's not trained to do this.
Yeah.
defensive end. Like okay.
I thought it was kind of athletic. Like, watching it, I was like, wow. I was like, because I thought he would get, like, absolutely obliterated. But he didn't get obliterated.
Well, if I told you, Adrian, hey, Barnett's going to make a tackle on Keenan Allen 30 yards away from the play, you would have said, damn, that's a really athletic play. Then if I would have told you he's also playing man coverage on Keenan Allen, you would have said, why the hell is he playing man coverage on Keenan Allen? Now, one thing, and Adrian, do me a favor and pause it right when we start to get Antonio Gates about to the left guard, okay? Because he's going to run a crossing pattern here too. Okay, so again, we have Allen moving into the slot.
Snap the ball, Philip. Philip Rivers getting so pissed on Sunday. I was laughing.
Oh, he's a firecracker, man.
Yeah. Here they come.
They were a 5-man rush. Pause it, Adrian. Okay. Coverages. If we're man coverage, when we get crossing patterns is really the nightmare for man coverage. It puts us in no-win situations. There's a couple different terminologies you might hear. Switch is the easiest one. Tango is another one you'll hear a lot too. These type of coverages mean if there are crossing patterns, we're just going to switch. Yeah. Outside man, hey, I'm going to take the outside guy. If you're the inside, you're going to take the inside guy. That's basic man coverage, what you would do to try to combat type of crossing patterns. Here's the problem. That's a 280-pound defensive end. You know what I don't think Jim Schwartz is doing is saying, hey, rookie, I want you to work on man coverage 40 yards down the field. That's just like, again, it's not his fault. Because if this, instead of Barnett, would have been Jenkins or it would have been Hicks, then you probably would have seen a switch. But because this is a defensive end being asked to drop into space against a Pro Bowl level receiver, I mean, he's just going to lose this battle more often than not. And again, it's just great blocking up front here. Yep. So you have no chance in these type of situations.
Oh, man. Jimmy. And then, boom, there it is. It opens up wide open.
Yep.
Wasn't too bad, Derek. Not too bad. You did better.
Life, man. I mean, just make the tackle. That's pretty much, I think, when Derek saw the motion, he was like, we better get home. We really get this back. Because I'm going to run a lot, and this is going to suck.
And fat boys don't like to run, right?
No. There's a reason they want to get their hands in the dirt.
Yep. All right, so next play, we want – oh, okay. I know what this is. So it's 13-0. Bolts aren't doing anything, and then all of a sudden they hit a 75-yard deep ball, and they're right back in the game.
Yep. All right. So we have no safety help over the top. Okay. We got everybody in the box, right? So Philip says, okay, you know what? I'll take my shot here. Let's take a peek here at the eyes of our defensive back. Oh, shit. This is a pass play. Right here. When we rewatch this play, you'll see clear as day that corner is staring right in the backfield. You can't do that, especially in zero coverage. No. That's a massive red flag because you have no help. And now it's just off to the races. So, Adrian,
is this play on Rasul Douglas or is it on Jalen Mills? Because see where he catches the ball, it's in Mills' territory. What do you?
No, it's going to be completely on Rasul Douglas. Okay. You wouldn't be able to switch 30 yards down the field.
Because you can see he's trying to play catch up Mills and he just can't get there.
Yeah. No, this is completely on Rasul Douglas. The other big problem you get is even if you go back, Adrian, let's start the play just from where they're lined up.
Please let us do it. Thank you.
There we go. We can see just in the lineup. There's no safety in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
So anything there's two big rules of thumb when we don't have a middle field safety. One, you can't get your eyes stuck in the backfield because you don't have any help over the top. Two, you can't get beat inside because there's no inside help. The nearest inside defender is on the opposite side of the field in the opposite corner. You can't get beat inside. And unfortunately, both of those rules get broken here. And that's why it's a 70-plus yard touchdown.
We're going to play it.
Yep.
Play it quicker now. So we'll play it in full speed.
Yep, no safety help over the top. It's just pitch and catch.
Yep. That was an easy touchdown. All right, next play. Oh, this is where – okay, so people in Philadelphia are wondering why Jim Schwartz is playing all this off coverage, why the cornerbacks are keeping things in front of them. Well, we see an example here right before the half where Rasul Douglas gets completely shattered at the line of scrimmage.
Yes.
Obliterated. I meant to say, not shattered. I couldn't think of the word. I said shattered. Can a cornerback get shattered?
The off-man coverage stuff, you run it more common if you only have one safety. You don't run a lot of stuff pressed to the line unless you have two safeties over the top for help both in case they get beat. Now, Adrian, if we pause this here, let's talk pre-snap here. Pre-snap, we see the receiver here in the bottom of the screen is inside the numbers. The inside the numbers typical rule for a corner is if he's inside the number, you are outside shade, meaning he needs to be slid out more towards the bottom of the field because we have more of our help inside. We have our inside linebackers inside. We have nothing outside of you. So you're the outside-most player. So pre-snap, you need to shift more outside because if you don't and we run an out route or they run a wheel, you automatically have allowed the quarterback the throwing window because that receiver now has a better angle to stack you as a defensive back and be on top of you to not allow you to get the ball. We also know we have safety in the middle of the field. We don't have two safeties. If we had two safeties, meaning we have one safety splitting the field in half, you could be inside or you could be outside. But again, because you have inside help with the linebackers and only inside help with the safety, you have to slide outside pre-snap.
And quick question for you before we get to the play. So you got the off coverages, right? So now I know that's something that he likes to do historically, but you have two guys in Rasul Douglas and Jalen Mills that aren't the quickest cornerbacks in the world. So if you get beat right off the line, they're not going to catch up to the wide receiver. So is that another reason why you think that there's so much off coverage?
I don't think so. I don't think that's something that comes into off press and things like that. I don't think that necessarily. I think it's also a little bit of a down and distance situation.
Yeah.
I mean, we're sitting here at 3rd and 5. If we're playing off coverage, it's probably not great, for short stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a situation. I wouldn't say speed per se has anything to do with it, though, Adrian.
Okay. Because you can see on this play, Rasul Douglas does not have the catch-up speed to catch up to Keenan Allen. And he also had a terrible tackle attempt. But we're going to play the play right now. Is it going slow? Yes. All right.
Like I said, I think he needs to be outside more.
Yeah. Here it is. Boom. He's gone.
And again, I mean, the window's huge.
Yeah.
Right? This is
Look at all that space. Jeez.
It's so freaking hard to play man coverage, but it's also really freaking hard to make a tackle in space when you're 30 yards away as the safety because that's what the play call is. Because now by the time you actually get there, the slot receiver is able to get on top of you, and now it's just running away.
Yeah.
Yep. Adrian, go ahead and play at full speed. I think that kind of will help show us play full justice. And again, look, we lose inside. I don't know why we have to be so concerned, but inside, you have a linebacker there. Yeah. You don't need to jump it inside. You have help. Your job is to be outside.
This was the first game where I thought Rasul Douglas looked pretty bad. He was really bad in this one.
Yeah, he struggled here.
Yeah.
Now, that said, the Chargers do have one of the better quarterback and receiving core tandems in the NFL. So it's not like this is the end of the world, but it's not good because if you want to be a division champ, you have to look good against other good talent. And he didn't look good here.
Yeah. No, I really don't have anything bad to say about Rasul Douglas, considering he's a third-round rookie. I've kind of liked what I've seen so far. Just a bad game. He just had a bad game.
Yep. Like you said, Adrian, you want to put a third-round rookie against a Pro Bowler. Who do you think is going to win more often than not? The Pro Bowler. I mean, let's not say he's terrible. Off the jump, he struggled, and that's fine. That happens.
Yeah. All right. So the Eagles just scored a touchdown to make it 26-17, and here come the pesky Chargers again. It's Keenan Allen for 50 more yards.
So this is kind of an interesting coverage here. I would probably call this a cover 2. Now, when we're looking at it, what you're going to see Malcolm here pretty much lined up right at the bottom of the helmet. He's going to be a robber, or he's going to sprint right to the middle of the field, looking for a quick crossing play, try to get a gamble.
What is a robber for kind of the novice fans that might not know what that means?
Sure. So when in a cover 2 defense, let's take it a step further. In a cover 2 defense, it means we have 2 safeties here. And our 2 safeties, when the ball is snapped, they're going to split the field in half. So they're going to get 45 degrees, and they're splitting the field in half. Because they're making that motion, that opens up the middle of the field. So a good quarterback sees cover 2 pre-snap, and he knows, okay, the weakness here is the middle of the field. So you run the robber, meaning Malcolm Jenkins, pre-snap, you think he's going to go back to his right. Instead, he's going to come to the middle of the field. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the quarterback here to catch this pass and quickly throw the post, because he thinks this is going to be open. And because Malcolm Jenkins is the robber, meaning he's robbing the middle of the field, we get a quick interception. We're going the other way. And what happens is you got here Jalen Mills, 31 here, right, Adrian?
Yep.
He essentially is going to replace the safety in the cover 2. So go ahead and run at full speed, Adrian, and you guys will kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and when Billy Davis was in town, he liked to play a lot of that robber coverage.
Yep. Oh, excuse me, that's not Malcolm Jenkins. That's McLeod, I think.
McLeod. That's McLeod.
Yep, I'll take that back. My fault, guys.
It's okay. We couldn't tell until we saw the footage, so we saw the 23 there.
And you can even play this one, Adrian, without going slow-mo.
Yeah, this is going so slow.
Okay. Let me see here, McLeod. Right to the middle of the field. Okay.
And then the open vacancy right there because of that.
Mm-hmm. So this is where, and as we play it again,
of course,
Adrian, and we'll slow-mo it once we get the catch from once we get the snap.
I don't understand why it just doesn't let me play.
This angle actually is good here too.
Yeah, this isn't the play though. Where is it? Here we go. All right, I'm gonna wait till it's snapped and then I'll slow it.
Perfect.
So we don't have to go through all these pre-snap gyrations. Come on, Phillip. Stop barking.
Getting all of his protection set.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. And pause it, Adrian.
Oh.
That's fine. Okay. Let's take a peek here. This is what I think is actually not a Jalen Mills. This is why I think its play might not necessarily be on Jalen Mills. Now, again, I don't know the playbook, and I don't know the exact play, so we're obviously making a estimated guess.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to bet that Jordan Hicks and McLeod are not supposed to recover the same 8 feet of ground. Willing to bet that.
Mm-hmm.
But we can see here, if we look pretty much in the middle of that Chargers logo, we have a linebacker and we have our safety.
Yep.
So this tells me 1 or 2 guys are supposed to drop, and the other guy is supposed to be in front of that tight end. I think that's Hunter Henry, and be taking away the underneath route. What does this mean? Both of these guys do half the job. So my assumption is one of these guys is supposed to be there. And if we look pretty much where McLeod is, he's pretty much standing right in the 50-yard line. Adrian, when you play this, let's take a peek where this ball is caught. About, let's say here, the 44-yard line.
45.
45? Okay. if I had my safety in the middle of the field, that's essentially telling me there's only 4 yards behind my head. I'm willing to bet by the trajectory of the ball, my safety, if nothing else, is going to be able to deflect this pass.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe intercept it. If nothing else, he should be able to deflect it. Mm-hmm. So I think this is more of a problem there on McLeod and Hicks, not knowing which one of them is supposed to drop into that throwing window, than it is on Jalen Mills. Now, that said, the come-on man moment, Jalen Mills tackles someone who doesn't even have the ball. And because he does that, he opens up the running window, and everyone else is thinking, like, what the hell, dude? You're supposed to be the outside-most man, and you're supposed to tackle the ball carrier. You're not supposed to tackle the guy who's just an innocent bystander running over the middle of the field.
This play is full speed.
Yep.
Phillips has that as protections.
Yep. McLeod comes to the middle of the field, and you can kind of see him and Hicks.
They're both in the same. It's literally the same spot.
Exactly. That's why I think one of those guys is supposed to drop to the middle of the field. I'm willing to bet they're not saying, you know what, Hunter Henry is so good, we need to put 2 guys on him. I don't think that's the play call. I really don't think it's the play call. It could be. I could be completely wrong. I will completely own that if I am. But this guy is not Antonio Gates of 2008 when he was the greatest tight end of all time. I just don't understand that. So I have a bigger problem is this is not a problem there on Jalen Mills. I think it's communication error.
Yeah. All right. So that's the 10 plays that we got for you today. And guess what? Since you guys love the film study so much, we're going to bring it back twice a week. So every Saturday, instead of doing the predictions and against the spread that we were doing, Brett and I weren't really available the last couple of weeks. So we're going to extend this and do more film stuff. And we're going to do something different on Saturdays than the stuff that we do during the week after the game. So we'll try and look at a specific topic, and we'll look at several games and kind of look at things. So maybe what we look at Sunday or Saturday is the quick passing game and how the Eagles have not been able to defend it. What do you think?
I like it. And you know what? Let's even challenge our viewers here, Adrian. If you guys have a topic, if you guys have something you want us to talk about or dive more in depth, let us know. You know, me and Adrian, we do a pretty good job at trying to check the comment sections. Even the guys who hate on us for whatever reason, I'm cool with that. I get it. Let us know what you guys want us to chat about. We're more than happy to dive in depth with that, guys. We appreciate it.
You know, people hate because they want to sound smart. That's why. That's
your words.
That's my words. You know, I'm not afraid to say stuff. I'm not afraid because I know what the truth is, and I'm not afraid to speak it. So, Brennan Albert is the best in the business, and that's the truth. I'm not afraid to speak.
Appreciate it.
So there it is. That's Brennan Albert. I'm Adrian Fetke. We'll be back on Saturday. Deuces.
Appreciate it.